But that's the challenge. That's the challenge that's what it's all about being an athlete. The challenge. I mean, overcoming the adversity. Adversity sometimes is the weather. Adversity sometimes is other people. Adversity sometimes is yourself. And you have to tell yourself, I'm not going to let that get in my way. I'm not going to let it stand in my way. Because in a day like today, this is where you're going to find out. This is where you're going to find out because you're going to have to dig. You're going to have to dig deep. You're going to have to pull from yourself. You're going to have to pull from each other. You're going to have to rally each other and push each other through. But this is where the steel is forged right here in the heat, baby. And in the pressure. In the pressure cooker. This is where it all comes together. But I'm going to get out the way. We got a young man here. He's an author. He speaks all over the country. We met each other a long time ago in church, and we've known each other through family and continue to know each other. We got shared friends and everything, but he's doing some great things, and he just wants to come here and share some of his thoughts with you. And like I said, we're here to aid you, not help you, aid you. We're just here to give you some aid, you know. Just give you some water so you can drink, so you can make it to that next mile. And I hope that y'all giving your attention like you all have. And I want to introduce Wil Cason, and he's gonna come.
Before I get started, I want you to repeat these words after me. Reach victory. Victory. But I want you to say it like you really mean it, like you see a vision or goal or something that you really want to reach. I know a lot of you may have a goal or a dream. How many people have a goal or a dream? Something that you desire to reach, and you have to dig, as God was saying, really deep to reach it. So when you say these words, it's just not words that you're saying just to say them, but I really want you to believe in the words, because once you believe in the words, I believe everything that you do will precede the words that you had just spoken. So repeat after me. Reach victory.
Reach victory.
Give 2 people a high five and say, keep reaching. Keep reaching. Keep reaching. And so that's one of the things as I'm speaking with you about today, about overcoming some adversities. I want you to think about some personal victories that you have in your life that you want to reach. And then I want you to say to yourself, keep reaching victory. Once you reach one level of victory, there's going to be other mountaintops experience that you'll be able to reach. Now, I had a goal and a dream, just like when Vince was sharing earlier, how many people want to play college sports. And I remember when I was growing up in Lakeland, Florida, and I had this goal and dream to play college sports. And a lot of my buddies said to me, they said, "We'll give it up. It's not going to happen." Now, have anyone ever had some people in their life tell you something that you didn't want to hear? Like, give it up, that dream is not going to happen? Well, that's what happened to me. And then I went on to say, I'm going to take a one-way ticket. And I believe in, my buddy said to me, he said, "Why do you have a one-way ticket?" I said, "The reason I have a one-way ticket because I'm not turning back. Once I make my mind up to do something, I'm going to go all the way for it." I gave the coach a call at San Jose State. He said, "We don't have any scholarships, but if you want to come out, that's 3,000 miles away. You can come out and do a walk-on. You can try out for the team." So I decided to challenge myself. And I believe whatever you want to do in life, there's going to be some challenges. You have to push yourself, as God was saying, like no one else will push you. You have to be able to run fast and act like a star and act like a champion when no one else is in the stand. Because once you get in the mode of doing it, it becomes who you are. And so I got on a plane 3,000 miles away, leaving from Orlando, Florida, flying into San Jose. And it was a hot day like it is right now. Hot. We're in Speed City, and we're running. Coach Terry Shea was a coach at the time, and we had to do some wind sprints. And coach said we only had to do 10 wind sprints. This was at the end of practice. And what happens at the end of practice? You're tired. Who said tired? Yeah, you're tired. You don't feel like doing what? You don't feel like doing wind sprints. But coach said we only had 10 that day. So we ran 10 from one end zone to the next end zone. And so after that, coach said, "Clap it up." So clap it up. Coach said, "Break it down." Coach said, "Okay, man, just like God said," he said, "I believe we got to dig deep right now." He said, "I know we can go at least 10 more wind sprints." God says, "Who said what?" Yeah, somebody said words like "what" and started using some words that coach didn't agree with. So we all lined up, position by position from one end zone to the next end zone, and we went 10 more wind sprints on a hot day in Speed City, right here in San Jose. We finished 10 wind sprints, and coach said, "Clap it up." He said, "Break it down." He said, "Okay, I need for us to keep digging, and we need to dig deep." Repeat after me: dig deep,
dig deep,
keep digging,
keep digging.
Coach said we can go at least 10 more. Some people say, "Coach, I had enough. I can't go anymore." Coach said these words, and I'll never forget it. He said, if you're not willing to pay the price, you can walk off the field. That day, I saw some guys do some things that I didn't think I'd ever see in my life. Because these were all guys just like me, had a dream and goal of being a student athlete. And they traveled from Chicago, from Florida, to Texas, and parts of California, Missouri, to be a student athlete. It was about 4 guys. They took their helmets and their shoulder pads and they walked off the field that day. And Coach said, for the ones that remain, end zone, he blew the whistle position by position. We ran 10 more. Then we finished 10. He said, clap it up. Then we took a knee. And Coach said it was a good workout. He said, you can run off the field now. And one of the things I remember most about that was that season that we played that year. We were ranked in the top 20. Came back to school the next semester, and I'm a student athlete, and I'm ready for another great year, and I was faced with academic failure. I don't know if you know what academic failure is. Academic failure is when you fall below a 2.0 for 2 consecutive semesters on a university campus, and the university says to you, it's time for you to go. That means that your college years are done. And it was very sad for me that day because I remember all my friends telling me that I wasn't going to make it. They said, why do you have a one-way ticket? You shouldn't do that, Will. And I was in the cafeteria inside the student union at San Jose State, and I had my head on the desk, and I started to cry because I thought about all the naysayers. Have anyone ever experienced failure in your life, and then you start repeating the words that people said to you that you didn't think you ever repeat? Been there? Yeah. That's where I was that day. And then when I was there crying, someone tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, what's going on? And I don't know who the person was. He tapped me on the shoulder. I lifted my head up, and he was the vice president of the university. He said, could you walk with me? I decided to walk with him, and I went to his office, and he said, have a seat. So we're sitting in his office, and he said, what's the reason that you're here? And this is one thing I want you to remember for the ones that are going on to college or whatever you do each day here on your high school campus or whatever you do after high school, if you go inside of a corporation or job to work or even start your own business, you're there to make a significant difference. You know, early on my perspective, my priority was wrong. I said, I'm here to play sports. He said, no, son, you're not here to play sports. You're here to walk away from this university with a degree. He said, are you willing to work hard for what you want? Well, I was a student that already had failed 2 consecutive semesters, and it was challenging for me. I said, yes, I'm willing to work hard for it. He said, well, I'm going to mentor you. The next question he said to me, he said, what's your learning style? I didn't know my learning style. He said, you need to find out what your learning style is. That gentleman was named Samuel Henry. He went and got another gentleman by the name of S.C. Sappho. They became my mentors. And after one summer, I was readmitted back into the university. One of the things that sports taught me, and one of the things I learned from Coach Terry Shea was, you got to keep digging. He said, when you're faced with obstacles and you're faced with challenges, the ones that really win are the ones that fail to give up. I read something by Albert Einstein. It's something that always plays in the back of my mind. He says, many of life's failures are people who didn't realize how close they are to success before giving up. He said, many people are just one step away from success, but instead of to do an extra rep in the weight room, to do an extra wind sprint, to go to a class, and if you made an F or a D on the test, the one that takes the test over, the one that fails to try just one more inch harder, are the ones that give up. He says success is so close for all of us, but it's for the ones that are willing to pay the price for it. And so that's one of the quotes that keeps me reminded of no matter what I'm faced with, no matter the challenges or the difficult moments in life, is to keep going. And one of the things I love about sports is how to overcome adversity. Now, everyone will not get the same message when it comes to adversity. Like I shared with you, I saw some guys walk off the field that day. I didn't think I'd see that because adversity, challenges, the pressure kicked in. But they decided to walk off. And so one of the things that's really key, and I'm going to share only 3 with you today, that's really key when you're faced with adversity and challenges, is that you have to have the courage to succeed. Having the courage to succeed means that you see something larger for yourself than other people can see around you. When other people see one mountaintop experience, you may see 3 or 4 mountaintop experiences. So the courage to succeed is what I learned from a great friend of mine that I speak with on the speaking circuit. His name is Wil Gonzalez. And Ruben Gonzalez has participated in 5 Winter Olympics. When I was talking with Ruben, and we were in Los Angeles doing a speaking engagement together, Ruben talked to me about the courage to succeed. And he talked about how he trained in Lake Placid in New York as an Olympian, and what it felt like to walk through that arena and feel the cool breeze blowing against your face and see the flags flickering in the wind. And time the snow fluids rub across your face. Reuben said, but Will, it wasn't always like this for me. He said, when I grew up in hot, humid Texas, he said, I had a dream of being a student athlete, but I wasn't good. He said, I played soccer, and he said, then after a year, I was cut from the soccer team. He said, but I had this dream when I saw the Olympics on television, this little guy skating by the name of Scott Hamilton, and I said, that's what I wanted to do. He said, but he shared his dream and goal with other people, and what do you think people said?
You can't make it.
Don't do it. You can't make it. They told Reuben to give up. Reuben said he decided to do something that Les Brown often tells me as my mentor. Les Brown is one of the top 3 speakers in the world. And Les says these words, and I want you to remember these words. Other people's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. He said you don't have to co-sign or sign off on what other people believe about you. He said, but the main thing is in life is believing most about what you say about yourself and finding the champion within you. And so when you think about overcoming adversities, everything that you're doing from lifting weights to running wind sprints to being here as a team and supporting one another and encouraging one another, but also holding each other accountable. Now, what I want to see, first of all, to make sure that everyone is on the same page, how many people want to be a champion? Raise your hand. I mean, a champion for life. So look to the person on your right, look to the person on your left, and I want each of you to hold each other accountable to becoming and performing like champions. I mean, not only on the athletic field and not only in the classroom, but also in your personal life and your character and your integrity, things that you do as a leader, things that you do, some ideas that you have. So now you got a chance to see everyone raise their hand. And so now it's up to you as a team, as an accountability team player, to hold each other accountable, saying, are you acting and responding and performing like a champion in every aspect of life? When you have someone in your corner that's pushing you, that's cheering you on, that's challenging you, but first it starts with you. Because if you do it in the inside, and then it resonates on the outside, other people will treat you and respond to you in that same manner. And so now the challenge is to hold each other accountable to performing and acting like a champion. But what it's really going to take, and I'm going to pass each one of you this note card, what it's really going to take, I was just talking to a group of young men inside of a juvenile justice facility, and one of the young men was sharing with me today, he said, I'm going to be released in 2 months. I said, what's your plan after you are released? He said, I'm never going to come up in this facility again. I said, but what's your plan? He said, I'm never going to come in this facility again. I said, but what's your plan? He said, I don't have a plan. And I said, if a person doesn't have a plan, they are pretty much 99% on the same path of repeating what they have repeated in the past. I said, in order to not come here again, you got to have a plan of action. You got a list of things that you've done that allows you to be in here. Then you have the list of some of the things that you're willing to do to not end up in that same position. Then number 3, you got a list of what I call your support team, who are the people that can help you and hold you accountable that you won't end up in the same place. And so I'm going to give you a 3x5 index card. It's a little bit bigger than 3x5s. I have these, we got the supersized index cards, and I want you to think about some areas in your life. 1, your academics. 1, about your sports. And then 3, I want you to think about your future. What do you want the future to look like for you? What's your name? Jaleel, what do you want the future to look like for you? I mean, if you think about, your life after high school, maybe even after college, what do you want your life to look like?
Good, nice.
Good, nice, like what? What is good and nice?
Wealthy.
Wealthy. What type of wealth? Are we talking about 100,000, 250,000, $1 million, 50,000, 60,000? 250,000. Okay, what are you willing to do? Come stand right here for a minute. Okay, so $250,000. So $250,000. That's the dream, that's the goal, that's the vision. What are you willing to do to reach $250,000?
Everything.
Like everything, like what though? Let's define it.
Hard work.
Hard work. Okay,
Effort.
take a step forward. Hard work, effort. Hard work in what area of your life?
School.
In school. What subject area?
Math.
Math. What's your current grade in math?
D.
A D. Okay, so what are you willing to do to improve your grade in math?
Work harder.
Work.
After class.
After class, what else? Work harder after tutor? Okay. How many people in your class that you associate with are getting a D in math? All of them. One of the key rules. Somebody share with you. I grew up in a small country, so I spent a lot of time on the rocking chair listening to older people talk. And this lady shared something with me when I was real young that I'll never forget. She said, Will, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. She said, you are a direct reflection of the people that you hang around. She said, if you want a better future, you got to have better friends. And so what can you do when it comes to your association? If everyone in your circle is getting a D, what can you do?
Start a new circle.
Start a new circle. Dennis Kimbrough said it best. He said, if you're the smartest one in your circle, you got to get a new circle. So he would say, Even if you're a lead in your circle, it's always time to advance. So take a step forward. Who do you know in the class that's getting the grade that you want to get in your class because of that? Do you know anyone? So now you got to become a scout. You got to scout out and find out who's getting the highest grade in the class. And then how can you build a relationship with them to get in their group?
Sit next to him.
And what? But okay, sit next to them. But what else? What's your personal introduction? How can you say? Introduce yourself and say what?
My name is Wil.
And Jaleel, what do you want to do?
Get a better grade in math.
Can we do what?
Work together.
Can we work together? Take a step forward. Now, you have one more question that I have for you. So we got math taken care of. We said $250,000, but we haven't defined what type of job or what type of career, maybe being an entrepreneur. What are you going to do to obtain this level of wealth? Have you thought about it? Yeah, work at what?
I want to be a kinesiologist.
Kinesiologist. Okay. At where? Where do you want to study? Think about some schools. What universities, colleges, places that. Okay, so San Jose State, take a step forward. Now look back. Now say if this represents $250,000 as an annual wage for you that you're earning. So if this is $250,000. How does it feel if you have this at the end of the year? You have, your W-2 form says that you made $250,000. Now you feel accomplished. And what did you have to do to move from there to get to this spot right here?
Smarter decisions.
Make some smarter decisions. And did you take action? Yeah, and you showed up. And part of 100% of success is showing up. And so, give you a little round of applause. So every aspect of life, if it's grades, if it's sports, if it's your future, if it's becoming an entrepreneur, if it's developing some level of high wealth, you gotta have a plan of action. And so, I believe he will improve his math grade. You know the reason why? Because what I'm gonna do, you're gonna have a vision team, but what I'm gonna do is I want to hold you accountable. Because I was a student that has the challenges academically. And I can say to you today, I'm an international speaker. I've written books. I've appeared on television and radio because people held me accountable. Because people said to me, you have more inside of you than you even see. And I'm going to walk with you along the way until your belief kicks in, Will, that you accomplish some amazing things in this world. Because that's your purpose. So that's my contact information. When school starts, before school starts, send me a text message, give me a phone call, email, whatever it is, and let me know how I can best help. So this is what I want you to do on this 3x5 index card, and then we're going to open it up for any questions that you may have. I want you to think about a goal or a dream or vision that you want to accomplish. And I want you to write it down on one of the lines on this index card. Then the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to write down 3 action steps, at least 3. What are you willing to do to accomplish it? It's not good just to have an idea, something that you want to accomplish, but you don't take action toward reaching the goal of your dream. Because I believe that I'm in the room of champions. Now, I know Vince, I know Guy, I've met your coach, and I see the people that you surrounded yourself around. I know they produce champions. They'll hold you accountable. And so what I'd like you to do is on the top line, and you can do it this week within the next 7 days, on the top line, write down a goal or a dream or a vision, something that you want to accomplish on the top line. The next line, the next 3 lines, you're going to write 3 action steps that you're going to take on a daily basis, not just one time, but on a daily basis to reach that goal, to reach that dream, to reach that vision. On the back of the card, I need you to think about at least 3 or 4 people. 3 is okay, 4 is okay, but at least 4. Yeah, let's make it 4. At least 4 people that can help you reach that vision, that goal, or dream that you have on the front of this card. Because it's important to have a team of people around you that believe in you. Now, the reason why I want to have you do this action plan, and the reason why I'm here, because I know Vince is a person of high integrity, is because I believe that in this room, I want you to take a good look around. Take a good look around of everyone that's in this locker room. Let's take a look around. I believe in this locker room, you're sitting next to someone that will own their own Fortune 50 company. In this room, when it comes to medical breakthroughs, I believe the answers are in this room, that someone would have a discovery to cure some of the most devastating diseases that we have on the planet. I believe in this room, you're sitting next to someone that will be a multimillionaire, someone that will become an entrepreneur. I believe that you're sitting next to someone in this room when it comes to being a scholar, student, athlete. They're right here in this locker room. I believe in this room the next politician or someone that will sit on city council or even maybe the mayor is right here in this locker room. And I know that for me, my God-given gift and my God-given purpose is the gift of exhortation, to use the gift of inspiration and motivation, to motivate the masses of people, even just one person. And that's why one of the things that I do each morning, a quote that I have in my closet, is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I'm not going to read the whole poetry, recite the whole poetry, but it's one piece in his poetry that really resonates with my heart and gets me up every morning to do what I've been called to do. He said, to know that one life has breathed easier because you have lived, that's to have succeeded. So for me in my life, I say, when I go to bed at night, I just want one person's life to breathe easier. It could be me, it could be my family members, it could be the people I meet when I travel, if I do something on radio or television. But that's to know that I've succeeded. This one life has breathed easier. Their life is better because I've lived. The first one, you're going to write down a goal or dream, vision, something you want to accomplish on the top line. The next one, you're going to write 3 action steps that you're going to take to reach that goal, dream, or vision. On the back of it, you're going to write 4 people that can help you. That's your accountability team. So now you're going to write down 3 action steps that's going to help you reach that. And that's your commitment. You're going to put your name next to it. You're going to sign off on it. And you're going to post it somewhere on a daily basis that you can see it, you can read it. And so, gentlemen, I want to thank you for just surrounding yourself around like-minded people. I want to thank you for surrounding yourself around champions. And I want you to remember, as you're writing your cards, is to have the courage to succeed, take action on a daily basis, and have a no matter what attitude to be champions. If you have any questions? Any questions? Well, give yourself a round of applause.